From the Detroit Free Press, it's Thursday, September 26th. Here's what you need to know today.
More than half of Michigan elementary school students are not reading proficiently. The latest round of standardized tests show that just 44.3% of them passed the reading portion of the test this year. That's an increase of less than 1% from last year. I'm John Wisely of the Detroit Free Press. Educators are quick to note that test scores aren't the only measure of student achievement, but they acknowledge they are important. Math scores are lower than reading scores. This year, 39% of kids passed the math portion of the test. Last year, that figure was about 37%. So what was the worst subject for Michigan students this year? Social studies. Just 23% of them passed that portion of the test.
This is J.C. Reindl for the Detroit Free Press. The future of the former Dearborn Hyatt could depend on what happens in a Canadian courtroom next week. The hotel's owner, Edward Gong, will appear in Toronto court to face 4 criminal charges. Canadian authorities say Gong was a mastermind of a $200 million pyramid scheme that he ran from Toronto but used to defraud Chinese citizens. Gong, who is from China but now a Canadian resident, says he is innocent. He is also a Canadian citizen. A U.S. judge put a restraining order on the hotel last fall. The hotel changed its names 3 years ago to the Edward Hotel, and last December, the city of Dearborn condemned the hotel for building code violations. The hotel is currently padlocked.
I'm Susan Tompour, and I write about money for the Detroit Free Press. As baby boomers retire, many are wondering, am I going to be socked with a big income tax bill come April? It's different when you're getting a pension instead of a paycheck. The latest changes in the tax rules may have confused things even further. Some retirees owed far more than they had expected for last year's income tax return. As a result, many may need to set aside more money from their pension checks now. The IRS has been pushing what it calls a paycheck checkup for people still on the job. But if you're retired, it's time to do a pension checkup too. Go online to use a tool. It's called the Tax Withholding Estimator. It can help you adjust your tax withholding and avoid a tax headache down the road. You can find it at irs.gov.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Emma Keith. We all know Detroiters love their canine companions, but what breed do they love most? A new report from Rover.com says it's, drumroll please, the labradoodle. The breed is the first dog of Michigan after Governor Gretchen Whitmer adopted a labradoodle puppy this year, and it's Detroit's #1 breed for 2019. The runners-up for Detroit include the Golden Doodle, Siberian Husky, American Pit Bull Terrier, and Jack Russell Terrier. Nationally, mixed breeds are the most popular, followed by the Labrador Retriever. Rover's report also tracked dog owners' attitudes about their furry friends. About a third of dog owners say they didn't do any research before they picked their pet. It was just love at first sight. Regardless of how they got their dog, 88% of owners say they're happier with their dog than they were without.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer. See you tomorrow.